Lads are going to be in the room talking shite, basically. My name's Shane Wilson, and with me I have Llewellyn Jonas.
Hi there.
And Matthew Jones.
Hello.
And we're going to be talking about a load of topics, none of which are interesting, but hopefully you enjoy them anyway. Don't know how that works. But anyway, let's get into it.
You see that For Weddings show?
I know of it, yes.
Oh, it's my girlfriend. So we were watching it the other night, and there's like generally they say there are 4 brides on there, and they're all like, "This is my wedding. This is what I'm doing," and they've all got like a different, well, not a different theme, but they always have a different thing going on. So one of them's having a military wedding, one of them's having like a bog standard church wedding, the other one's having like a pub wedding, the other one's having a traditional Jewish wedding, and they always say what their budget is, but you know, which goes from like the most I've seen, I don't know, for about 25 grand, but this Jewish wedding, it was like an unlimited budget.
Well, it would be. It's a Jewish wedding.
Exactly. That's what I said. I said, well, you know,
you can't say that.
But that's the thing. That's what they were all saying.
They've got all the money.
Yeah, that's what they were all saying on the show, because, like, you know, Jewish people. I mean, yeah, okay, it's a bit of a stereotype, but they do quite well for themselves. And these are all very sort of like high up Jewish people. And like the bride was just going like, yeah, we do have like kind of like an unlimited budget. And they were like, oh, so how much have you spent so far? I was like, I don't want to say. And then you look at her wedding, and oh my god. They had this massive hall. They had like a free bar. They'd spent like millions and millions on like all this stuff, and I don't know. It was just crazy, because you think like that at the end of the day is just one day.
Yeah,
it's one day.
It is ridiculous. It winds me up like all these wedding programs and don't tell the bride now, and just the amount of money and stuff they spend on this one day is ridiculous, and they're planning every little intricate detail. I've got to have these plates, I've got to have this pattern, and it's like,
yeah, some of them do. Some of them go like, oh, the service has got to be this, and some of this has got to be this, and then some of them are just like, well, we'll have a basic service, and then we'll just get drunk, you know, and they're just, it's all about the party in the evening and stuff. But I don't know. I quite frankly, yeah, it's for one day. So why not just have a cheap wedding and then go on a mad honeymoon? Yeah,
the whole dress thing is mental. It's like, spend all that money for a dress and you just wear it once, and it's like,
yeah,
go down Peacocks and get a nice summer frock.
Yeah,
some nice jeggings.
Some jeggings. Get married in jeggings.
Yeah,
that could be a new. Yeah, you'd probably have one of them theme weddings, wouldn't you? Like a fancy dress wedding.
I kind of have thought a lot about what I'd like at my dream wedding. Yeah.
Is it an Are You Being Served wedding where everyone has to come dressed as a character from Are You Being Served?
Yeah.
Or any other sitcom from that era? That
basically, the bride is actually already at the altar, and then the minister starts reading, and then goes, "Shane Wilson, are you free?" And then you mince down the aisle going, "I'm free."
No, I want to come down the aisle on a zip line, like from the rafters.
You can't mince on the zip line.
I'm not gonna.
Is it going to be like a WrestleMania entrance for you then?
So,
with pyros going off and
I'm
stuff?
thinking I might wear a cape, I don't know. Anyway, and at the church, I want a section of the church just roped off just for cats to be in. And then you two are going to be ushers at my wedding, but dressed up as popular singing star usher. Blacked up and everything.
I'm alright with that, that's cool.
And I'm going to cut the wedding cake with a chainsaw.
Right. Is there actually a bride in this bizarre farce? Or is it just like, you know, you just get married to yourself?
I've not found her yet, but, you know.
Could you not get someone just to get married just for this? Oh, look, love, I'm going to have this amazing wedding ceremony. I'd rather do it now, so can you just marry me just for the sake of this? And then you could, you know, have a divorce then. But you could have an exciting divorce as well, couldn't you?
Well...
But basically, you fire out of a cannon.
Yeah. Speaking of firing out of cannons...
oh, yeah.
The other week when me and Matthew went away, last year, when we went to Cornwall, we went to see this stunt.
Bit of a difference there, isn't it? The other
week
last
year.
That's
quite quickly, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, it seems like... Anyway, we went to the stunt show, Scott May's stunt show, and yesterday there was one... Where was it? Was it
in Kent.
In Kent, yeah. And the human cannon died.
Yeah.
Who's the human cannon?
You know when they have like a massive cannon and a lad gets in it and he gets
on the back
tossed off onto a net?
Yeah.
Well... That happened.
So he died mid-flight, did he?
Yeah, the net collapsed and he...
Yeah, he gets... When we saw the show, if it's the same as when we saw the show, there's a big truck and it's got a cannon on the back of it and somebody gets in it and this guy...
And on the front of the truck, and it's tied up to another truck, then in the hollow there's like a big net. And like when he did it, and when we went, he got a shot out of the cannon, and when he landed in the net, it's like they left the handbrake off or something.
The truck rolled forward.
Yeah, because when he hit the net, it rolled forward. And we thought, oh, hang on here. But then apparently yesterday the net collapsed and he broke his Gregory.
When he died, he was only 23, whatever it was.
Oh.
So we'll have a minute's silence for that poor lad.
Yeah, they haven't named who it was. It was a good stunt show though. If you have never been to Scott May's stunt show, oh, it's brilliant.
It was funny.
This was the one that you went to before he died.
Yeah.
Right. So what sort of stuff do they have at a stunt show?
Oh, it's just like they have all this.
It was like Del Boy's bloody stunt show.
Basically, they have this Cockney fella doing all the announcing, right? And they have this bloke come on. What was his name? The bloke.
Oh, I can't remember.
And he was like, basically, he was the world champion at two-wheel James Bond style driving. Like,
yeah.
you know that? What's the film where he does it? Is it Moonraker? No, it's not Moonraker, is it?
It might be, yeah.
Anyway,
Octopussy, isn't it?
When he goes up on two wheels and he drives the car. Well,
Oh, he does that in loads. He did it in Living Let Die in a bloody truck, didn't he?
Yeah. But this is like, it's called, and he goes, oh, here he comes now. He's the world champion in the two-wheel James Bond style driving. Oh, he's doing that. Oh, he's doing it with a ramp. He's doing it without a ramp. And they're just clown running around. Oh, Bobo, you goon. What are you doing? What are you doing in the boots? And then they'd have like flaming stuff going on, like fire. They'd drag, like, they had some woman and they tied her to the back of a car and they drove through like flaming hay. He'd go, this is super high octane fuel there. He's got, and there's like wood, flaming woods. This is reinforced woods. driving a woman through the reinforced wood on the bonnet of the car. Oh, it's very dangerous as well. That is dangerous, God.
It was
brilliant. And we were there taking the mic, doing it, and there was this girl next to us and she was just writing this up.
High octane fuel, reinforced wood, covered in high octane fuel, it's a dangerous stunt. And you go through the wood, it'd be like the scenes in the films where they got a balsa wood chair in it. It was just plainly, it was shite. It was just like, reinforced wood, oh yeah, your house is built out of that, is it? I don't bloody think so.
Yeah, that'd be good, yeah. Not good enough for your doghouse though, is it?
No, it was good
but
though.
It was a good show.
It's entertaining.
It was worth a tenner.
Apparently yesterday, the one they did yesterday in Kent, with 2,000 spectators.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a shame they stopped the show just because this lad died, because it was a good show.
Oh.
Guaranteed. If you're listening and you can, and there's a Scott May, was that his name?
Scott May, Daredevil stunt.
Scott May did.
They're probably going to be
see it.
out of action for a while. Health and safety will be all over them, trying to find out what's happened. So maybe there's someone else.
Well, maybe that wasn't the only thing. I mean, maybe they were cutting corners in a lot of places.
It's a recession, isn't it? You know.
The thing is, with a stunt show, it's not like you're going to use brand new cars every time. They're all bangers and bloody, battered old cars that they drive off ramps and do stuff with. So I suppose they all know what the risks are. Something's going to happen eventually, isn't it? So.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's like, come
on,
can't afford a new safety harness.
How did he die? Oh, he got fired out of a cannon. It's not a bad way to go. Do you know what I mean? Rather than die in bed that he 80 of emphysema or something. No.
Yeah, it is the one thing you could say. The one time you could say, well, he would have wanted it this way. He would have wanted to go out that way.
I mean, imagine the guys that guy was in school with, and they'd be like, oh, whatever his name would have been, what's Dave or so-and-so up to now? Oh, he's in a stunt show. Oh, really? He's in a travelling stunt show? He'd been a legend in his school, or a legend with the people he knew.
It's the one thing, though, you do...
Fire out of a cannon.
That's it, yeah. You think you would think that he does that for a living. How's he going to die? He's going to die because he gets tetanus from a splinter. That's how you expect him to die, people like that, don't you?
True. It's
like Linda McCartney, very famous advocate of vegetarian, had her own range of vegetarian meals, died of cancer, didn't even smoke, did she?
Yeah. I want to know is, how do you get into being a stuntman? How do you get into that?
I think when you start falling down the stairs and realise, oh, that was fun, I could do that all day, stuff like that.
Do you go to the career advisor and say, I want to throw myself through flaming high octane woods? Is that? And they go, here we are, here's a leaflet on it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can imagine they'd have to look into it sort of thing. Oh, yes, I'd like to get into being a stuntman. They don't just start working in B&Q, accidentally set themselves on fire, then run through some wood. Go like, oh, that was fun, that. I could do that for a living. And
then the Simon Cowell equivalent of the stunt world happens to be there. You're hired.
Yeah.
Scott May.
Here's a contract. Yeah.
I got a position open now.
Oh, that's an idea. The Apprentice, but with stunts, stuff like that. And then, they can actually fire.
You're fired from a cannon.
Bang, and you might die. Great way to leave the show. See, that'd be a lot better. And then week by week, the challenges get like increasingly more difficult. You're like, I'm not messing about. This week is going to be intense. You are going
So it'd still be
through some
shows
high octane flaming wood on the front of a car.
So what we normally, he's got a little story about the task they're going into and how it was something he did when he was younger, or he learned. So it'd be like,
Yeah, and it'd be Scott May going like, oh, when I was a kid, I used to ride my bike through high octane fuel. You know? You're going to do the same thing, but you're not on a bike, you're on a skateboard. You
When
know?
I was younger, growing up, my father would often burst into my room and cover me in high octane fuel just to see how I liked it, just to see how I deal with the experience.
When I was young, we didn't have milk, we couldn't afford it, we had high octane fuel on all of our breakfast
We ate it off reinforced wood.
because we couldn't afford plates.
I was driving around in a James Bond style
Two-wheel James Bond
because we
style.
couldn't afford a kitchen.
We didn't have pillow fights, we used reinforced wood.
times are hard.
Yeah, that's how you get into stunt work, see?
It's just your background. Grow up on an estate where everyone's bloody driving around in
Wait,
Bikes.
there's just cannons.
cannons going off.
Drive by with a cannon, you know? I bet it happened at some point. But see, that's alright. I mean, you know, of all the things you could do for a living, you could do a lot worse than stunt show.
It wasn't like a proper cannon, then, was it? It was kind of like a counterweight system.
It
in
just
a
kind of like
tube, and it just
chucked
kind of
him
like
out a bit.
it just chucked him out, and then an explosion goes off. Basically,
Oh, well, it's not really... Yeah, it's like
Yeah. It's like a platform on
Yeah.
a pulley, and it just shoots
yeah,
you off.
and it shoots you off. But they say, like... Because I remember seeing something about, like, people getting shot with cannons. This guy was, like, retiring, and he was like, yeah, it has really messed up my spine. Because obviously when it, like, shoots you out, you know, it compresses you a bit, you know. And I don't know how they do it, because, you know, it would. You know, it sort of, like, mess you up a bit, you know. Be like the opposite of a bungee, wouldn't it? It's, like, stretching you out. It just...
Maybe that's how you do it. Maybe you go in a cannon and you have to do a bungee jump to sort of even it
Straighten
out
yourself
for
out.
everyone, you know.
Otherwise you'd end up, you know, just short and squashed.
So when you walk, you make the sound of an accordion.
And then
Dr. Wilson.
Then you can move into the freak show from there, can you? The
Yeah.
human